Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Elite Building. I'm Darkdally, and I'm here today to show you some interesting stuff. The first thing I want to note is that if you are familiar with my videos and have seen other things on my channel and know how I do things, then you know that I like to be precise, I like to measure things, and it's not always for the purpose of building. What I'm showing you today is not necessarily for the purpose of building, it's for the purpose of knowledge. Because if you watch my videos, you know that's what I'm about. Measuring electricity to find out how it works. Stacking walls and floors to find out how thick they are. Because when you are building and you want to do something really unique and precise, then you will already know in your head how thick everything is, how tall everything needs to be, and where everything needs to go. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get to today's video. If you are new to my videos, this is a lot of what you can expect to see. This and the fairly unique architectural creations that come of it. So be sure to check out some of the things I've built, where I always show how I do it and everything that goes into it. Alright guys, let's get to it. Now if you've seen my previous videos, then you have seen where I show how to do this trick of stacking floors. Now, upon further thought, I don't like the term stacking floors because these are not exactly one floor thickness apart. Though they look it, that's not the right way to say it, because if you've seen me do this in my previous video, which I will link in the description, then you know I do this by using a measurement derived off of stairs, not off of floors. Thinner floors would be farther apart. These thicker barn floors do appear to stack, and so I just want to go into this saying that calling this floor thicknesses is inaccurate, because that is a dynamic variable. Different floors are different thicknesses. This is static, this is constant. So even though I may say floor thicknesses, keep in mind I'm talking about the measurement offset imposed by these stairs, which apparently I put away. So let's get them out. You probably already know which stairs I'm talking about. Of course, I'm speaking of these. This is the measurement. It's the vertical and the horizontal offset of these stairs, which causes this. Okay, so all of that said, let's look at this. Okay, so here we have a barn half wall. Let's look at the barn first. We have a barn half wall, and I have stacked these so that you can see that each half wall is exactly 7 floor thicknesses tall. Exactly. And this is actually exact. Even though these measurements are based off these stairs, this measurement is exact, and I can say that because this wall is snapped to this floor, and let's go back over here. This seventh level, this part, follow me here, this part of the 7th level is snapped at a half wall height, and this little block right here, let's pull it off, this part of the 7th level was placed atop the 6th level by using the stair measurements, and you can see that they line up precisely. So the new building pieces, such as the barn and warehouse walls, are precisely put together by the same increments of measurement that these stairs are offset. Follow me? Now, because of that, I've continued this up. Let's skip the concrete wall for now. I'll continue this up to 14 floor thicknesses, which again does perfectly align, as you can see here, with the top of this wall. So now you know for a fact, and you can see it illustrated here, that each full-size barn or warehouse wall is exactly 14 of these measurements thick. You can use that. Well, this is not about how to apply building. This is about science and measurement. If you've seen my other videos, then you know how you can apply this. So keep that in mind. That is one very useful thing. Now, let's move on to the concrete. Also, as you've seen me demonstrate in my videos, the concrete is 2 floor thicknesses, as you can see here, below the barn and warehouse. So if you want to put concrete within a warehouse building, you need to have 2 more floors on top of it to equal it out. In other words, the concrete room ceiling has to be 2 floor thicknesses lower. Now, this standard of measurement, the original standard that came with the game, being the concrete and the wood, is not on the same system as the barn and the warehouse. Now I can say that here's what I mean by that. As I just demonstrated, the barn walls are exactly 7 and 14 respectively thicknesses tall. The concrete, as you can see, there is a small offset. This doesn't really mean anything. It just means that they've gone with a more unified system, and everything now, that's one reason everything now snaps so much better than it did in the vanilla version of the game without any DLC. This doesn't really affect us because, as you can see, I could extend this floor out and make it a nice little ceiling to a concrete room, and no one would ever know that it's like 1/2 of 1 floor thickness off. I could place a concrete placeholder here, remove this wall, extend this floor out, replace the wall back, and by my calculations, it should clip right through that floor and make it look like a nice little room. I just wanted to throw in that, put it in the concrete wall, show you how these measurements stack up to it. Okay? So, these are great things to keep in mind when you're building. The more you know about what you're doing, the more intuitively everything you want to do will become. Now to the walls. This is tricky. First of all, don't try to do this. In fact, I have not yet found a way to space these walls. Now, these walls are spaced perfectly. Don't get me wrong. But I have not found a way to do it without... I've not found a way to fully get rid of this height offset. See that height offset? Okay. These are only placed as they are for illustration. Remember in my video where I showed you how to use these stairs to get these offsets in walls and floors. Again, the link is in the description. When I showed how to get the horizontal offset, I said you can only do it 2 increments at a time. I've managed to back it up and break it in half and get single increments, but I still have the height offset. So this is for illustrative purposes only, but also, I mean, the fact that they're stacked so closely, but it does show measurement here, and there's another reason I will show you why it doesn't matter. You don't have to go one of these. You can go the full 2 increments and it will still work. I'm getting a little turned around here trying to tell you. So let me show you and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so here we have an empty half towel on the floor. And within it, using the stair increment measurement, for which there is no name, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 within it, sandwiched perfectly within 1 wall on this floor and 1 wall on this floor. So this is, as far as these wall thicknesses go, exactly what makes up 1/2 of 1 tile for barn and warehouse. For concrete, you already know, because concrete, they made it easy. They gave us these little 1/8 wall sections. You know that 4 of these would stretch perfectly across here where these 5 spaces are. I know this sounds a little like, Darkdally, what the fuck are you even talking about? So let me show you. Let me show you why this has meaning. When I line one of these concrete 1/8 walls up, and I've illustrated it here, it fits perfectly in between 1 full increment, that's 2 of these walls, of the barn walls. That's why I said it doesn't matter trying to chop it in half. You're going to get that stupid height offset I can't seem to get rid of. That doesn't matter, because 1 full offset, which is easy to do and takes 5 seconds, gives you exactly, let's go up here, the width of 1 concrete wall. Let's go out here and you can see. Now, and I surrounded the wall, I did extend these walls out, and yes, it does fit directly in between them precisely with no clipping issues whatsoever. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put a concrete wall sandwiched between 2 barn walls or warehouse walls? Well, simply put, you wouldn't. What's the point of that? You can't see it if it's sandwiched in between them, and also it is shorter than them, so there's no way to see that it's in there. You wouldn't want to. That's not, again, you know, this video is not about how to do things. This is not about how to sandwich a concrete wall between 2 barn walls. This is showing you, so now you know. So now you know that if you want to put a concrete wall, a concrete, building inside of a barn one, and you want to do it precisely, if you're like me and you're about precise things, things that snap, things that fit, things that are exact, then this gives you the information to know that. This tells you Well, I could tell you how to put that there. I suppose if this right here were the edge of your floor and you snap this wall to it, you could snap a concrete wall and they would kind of flicker and clip over one another from different angles. Some parts would show through. So if you wanted to put it exactly like this, you would put this wall on the edge. I could illustrate this in a different video. And then you would use the stair offset thing. And then from where that ended up, you would then place the concrete wall. It would fit perfectly inside the barn wall with no clipping, glitching, or flickering image issues. I hope I made that clear for you guys. So that's what I wanted to show you today, is the measurements that make things up, these things up, things that you can keep in mind that help you when you build, so that when you're trying to move something, you're not saying to yourself, yeah, you know, will that fit? You're saying to yourself, oh, you know, that needs to go 2 more floor thicknesses up. And so that when you get ready to do something, you already know what you're doing. Guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please like, share, comment below, and tell me what you think. And also, you know, comment with any questions you have. Guys, I'm Darkdally. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.